This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we started the impact of horizontal water jet on the vertical moving flat plate in the direction of water jet. So we started that condition in the impact of water jet, moving plate condition. In that moving plate condition, the first one is the impact of horizontal water jet on the vertical moving flat plate in the direction of water jet. Last class, I explained the equation of force Fx. The equation of force Fx exerted by the water jet on the moving vertical flat plate along x-axis. Last class we discussed that equation Fx. According to Newton's second law of motion, the equation for Fx is rho a into v minus u whole square. Last class, I explained the derivation of this force Fx equation. After that, in the last class, we also discussed the work done by water jet on the vertical moving flat plate. Last class, I explained since the flat plate is in moving condition. Since the flat plate is in moving condition, the water jet will did some work on that moving plate. From the fundamentals of physics, you know, due to the action of force, if a body is in moving condition, if the body is in moving condition due to the action of force, then we can say the force did work on that body. So here also the plate is in moving condition, the vertical flat plate. So the force Fx exerted by water jet on the moving vertical flat plate did the work on the flat plate. Last class we discussed the equation for that work done. The work done by water jet on the moving vertical flat plate per second. The equation for that work done, last class I explained that equation. You know that the equation for that work done by the water jet on the moving vertical flat plate per second is equal to rho a v minus u whole square into u. So please everyone, if you have the notes with you, please note down this equation of work done by the water jet on the moving vertical flat plate per second. That work done per second is equal to rho a into v minus u whole square into u. That is the work done. We know that the work done by water jet per second on the moving flat plate is also known as the output energy of the water jet. Output energy of the water jet. Output energy of the water jet is equal to the work done by water jet per second on the moving vertical flat plate. Here that output energy of the water jet is equal to rho a v minus u whole square into u. And in the last class, we also discussed the input energy of the water jet. When the water jet coming out from the nozzle with a large velocity, the water jet comes out from the nozzle. So the initial kinetic energy of the water jet per second when the water jet coming out from the nozzle is called the input energy of the water jet. What is that input energy of water jet? The initial kinetic energy of the water jet per second when the water jet coming out from the nozzle is called the input energy of water jet. Last class, we discussed the equation for that input energy of water jet of rho a into vq. Last class, I explained this equation for the input energy of water jet. So dear students, please understand, in the moving plate condition, we have two types of energies of water jets. First one, output energy of water jets. Second one, input energy of water jets. When the plate is in moving condition, the water jet has two types of energies: output energy of water jet, input energy of water jet. Output energy of water jet is equal to the work done by water jet on the moving plate per second. That is output energy. In this condition, that output energy of water jet is rho a v minus u whole square into u, whereas the other energy of water jet is the input energy of water jet. The initial kinetic energy of the water jet per second when the water jet coming out from the nozzle is called the input energy of water jet. For this condition, the input energy of water jet is of rho a into v cube. Rho is the density of water, a the cross-sectional area of water jet, v absolute velocity of water jet, and u absolute velocity of the moving plate. Now, in the moving plate, we have the important definition, the efficiency of water jets. In the moving plate, we have that important definition, the efficiency of water jet. Here, the efficiency of water jet, please everyone check this slide on your cell phone screens. The input energy of water jet, just now we discussed. The output energy of water jet, that is also we discussed. Then the water jet has the next concept, the efficiency of water jets. What is the efficiency of water jet? The ratio between the output energy of the water jet to input energy of water jet is called the efficiency of water jet. So in the moving plate, we have output energy of water jet, input energy of water jet, and also the efficiency of water jet. That efficiency of water jet nu is equal to the output energy of water jet divided by the input energy of water jet. We know that in this condition, the input energy of water jet of rho a into v cube. The output energy of water jet rho a into v minus u whole square into u. So substitute them on the right hand side. The output energy of the water jet rho a v minus u whole square into u. The input energy of water jet half rho a into v cube. So on the right hand side, cancel the common terms in the numerator and denominator. Rho a will cancel on the right hand side. In the numerator and denominator, this 2 will goes to the numerator. So the equation for the efficiency of water jet nu is equal to 2u into v minus u whole square divided by v cube. That is the equation for the efficiency of water jet. Check out the terms on the right side of that equation 4. In that equation 4, on the right hand side, we have the velocity v, capital V. V is the absolute velocity of the water jet. And in the equation 4, on the right hand side, we have u. U is the absolute velocity of the moving plate. So in the equation 4, on the right hand side, capital V indicates absolute velocity of the water jet. U indicates absolute velocity of the moving plate. Now, in that equation 4, if we assume the absolute velocity of water jet V as constant, in the equation 4, take the absolute velocity of water jet V as constant, then from equation 4, we can observe that, we can understand that the efficiency of water jet depending on the absolute velocity of the moving plate u. If that v, capital V, absolute velocity of the water jet is constant, then from equation 4 it is clear that the efficiency of water jet nu depending on the absolute velocity of the moving plate u. Now we are going to discuss what is the maximum efficiency of the water jet in this condition. Since the efficiency of water jet nu depending on the absolute velocity of the plate u. So from this equation it is clear that if this v, absolute velocity of water jet v, is constant, the efficiency of the water jet depending on the velocity u. What is that velocity u? Absolute velocity of the moving plate. So the efficiency of water jet is depending on the velocity u. So the efficiency of water jet is maximum when d nu by du equal to 0. That is the condition for the maximum efficiency of the water jet. The efficiency of water jet is maximum when d nu by du is 0. That is this condition. Since the efficiency of water jet nu depending on the absolute velocity of the plate u, the efficiency of water jet is maximum when d nu by du equal to 0. Now check out this differentiation d nu by du. d nu by du is equal to d by du of d nu by du of, substitute the equation 4 in place of this efficiency nu. According to equation 4, the efficiency nu is equal to 2u into v minus u whole square by v cube. This is the efficiency equation. We consider this capital V as constant. The absolute velocity of water jet v constant. So 2 is that is numerical number, v is constant, so take them outside the differentiation because these two are the constants. So d by du of 2u into v minus u whole square by v cube. Take this 2 and v cube outside the differentiation because they are constant. So it is d by 2 by v cube. 2 by v cube into d by du of Now coming to this remaining terms. What is the remaining terms? U into v minus u whole square. So first expand this v minus u whole square. A minus b whole square. V square minus 2vu plus u square. That is v minus u whole square. Multiply that with u. So u into v minus u whole square becomes as v square u minus 2v u square plus u cube. That is equal to 0. So 2 by v cube into d by du of 2 by v cube into d by du of v square u minus 2v u square plus u cube equal to 0. Simplify this differentiation. First term d by du of v square u. V is constant. So v square outside the differentiation, d by du of u is 1. So the first term is only v square. Second term minus 2 into v constants. So d by du of v square. d by du of u square is 2u. d by du of u square is 2u. Then the third term plus d by du of u cube. d by du of u cube is 3u square. So simplify this differentiation. So d nu by du equal to 0. From that you will get this result. 2 by v cube into v square. That is the first term v square minus 4vu plus 3u square equal to 0. This is the differentiation of this previous equation. d by du of v square u minus 2v u square plus u cube. The differentiation is 2 by v cube into v square minus 4 VU plus 3U square equal to 0. Then 2 by V cube is not 0. So only this remaining term is 0. So V square minus 4VU plus 3U square equal to 0. Simplify this equation. So simplify this equation. So it is V square. Separate this 4 minus 4VU as 3VU minus VU plus 3U square equal to 0. So V into V minus 3U minus U into V minus 3U equal to 0. So from this you will get the final form as V minus U into V minus 3U equal to 0. We got this condition V minus 3U into V minus U equal to 0 for the maximum efficiency of the water jet. From where we get this equation? We get this equation from this differentiation d nu by du equal to 0. d nu by du equal to 0 gives the maximum efficiency of the water jet. So from this maximum efficiency of water jet condition d nu by du equal to 0, we got finally V minus 3U into V minus U equal to 0. From this you have two results for the maximum efficiency. One is V is equal to U. Next one is V is equal to 3U. So for these two conditions, when V is equal to U, efficiency is maximum. And also for V is equal to 3U, efficiency is also maximum. But out of those two conditions, we can consider only one condition. Either V is equal to U or V is equal to 3U for the maximum efficiency of the water jet. Out of those two conditions, V is equal to U and V is equal to 3U, we must consider only one condition. So please follow this efficiency of the water jet in this impact. So we calculate the input energy of the water jet. We calculate the output energy of the water jet. The ratio between the input energy to output energy is called the efficiency. The efficiency is maximum. The efficiency of the water jet is maximum when d nu by du equal to 0. So we completed the differentiation, d nu by du equal to 0. From the differentiation, we got the final result as the efficiency of the water jet nu is maximum when V is equal to U or V is equal to 3U. But out of those two results, only one condition is possible. What is that one condition possible out of these two results? So follow this carefully. The efficiency of the water jet is maximum when V is equal to U or V is equal to 3U. But in these two results, only one is possible. What is that possible result from those two results? Dear students, we know that in this impact, the impact of horizontal water jet on the vertical flat moving plate, first we determine the force Fx. Fx is equal to rho A into V minus U whole square. Fx is equal to rho A into V minus U whole square. Now in that equation of Fx, if I substitute V is equal to U, so please think that carefully. We know that in this impact, the equation of force Fx, Fx is equal to rho A into V minus U whole square. In that equation of force Fx, if I substitute V is equal to U, the force Fx is 0. So if I substitute V is equal to U condition in that force Fx becomes 0. If there is no force, there is no impact of the water jet. If the force is 0, the water jet never impact the moving plate. So this first condition is not possible. V is equal to U is not possible because at V is equal to U, the force Fx becomes 0. The output energy is equal to Fx into velocity U. When the force Fx is 0, the output energy of the water jet is also 0. But that is not the possible condition. Here, the water jet exerting the force on the moving plate, Fx force. But if V is equal to U, that force Fx becomes 0 and the output energy of water jet becomes 0. So this condition V is equal to U is not possible. So the efficiency of the water jet is maximum only when V is equal to 3U. That is the possible condition. V is equal to 3U for the maximum efficiency of the water jets. Can you see this PPT? V is equal to U or V is equal to 3U in the cell phone screens? V is equal to U or V is equal to 3U. Is that slide visible on the cell phone screens?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Thank you. So please everyone observe that two results here. The efficiency of the water jet becomes maximum. One condition is V is equal to U. That is maximum efficiency. Next condition is V is equal to 3U. We got these two results. Please follow this carefully. We got these two results for the maximum efficiency. d nu by du equal to 0. That is the maximum efficiency of the water jet condition, d nu by du. From the differentiation, we got these two results. The efficiency of the water jet is maximum when V is equal to U and also V is equal to 3U. But out of those two results, only one is possible. I am explaining what is that possible result for the maximum efficiency. For that, we consider the force Fx equation. We know that the force Fx is equal to rho A into V minus U whole square. That is the equation of force Fx. If V is equal to U, then the force Fx becomes as rho A into U minus U whole square, because V is equal to U. Then the force Fx becomes 0. If the force Fx is 0, the output energy of the water jet is also 0, because that output energy equation rho A V minus U whole square into U, that is the output energy. If V is equal to U, output energy is also 0. So that is not possible. So in this discussion, V is equal to U is not the possible for the maximum efficiency. V is equal to U. So the next possibility is V is equal to 3U. So the efficiency of the water jet in this impact is maximum when the absolute velocity of the water jet V is 3 times the absolute velocity of the moving plate U. This is the possible condition. Only possible condition is V is equal to 3U. Not the other one. V is equal to U is not possible. Then the possible condition for the maximum efficiency of the water jet is V is equal to 3U. This is the possible condition for the maximum efficiency of water jets. We already prepared the efficiency of the water jet equation. Nu is equal to 2U into V minus U whole square divided by V cube. Substitute V is equal to 3U in that efficiency equation, that is equation 4, to find out that maximum efficiency. So when V is equal to 3U, the efficiency of the water jet becomes maximum. Find out that maximum efficiency. We know that the efficiency of the water jet nu is equal to 2U into V minus U whole square by V cube. But for the maximum efficiency, V is equal to 3U. So substitute V is equal to 3U, the efficiency becomes maximum. So the maximum efficiency of the water jet in this impact is 2 into U into 3U minus U, because V is equal to 3U. 3U minus U whole square by 3U cube. Simplify this right hand side. Simplify this. It is 2U into 3U minus U is 2U. 2U whole square is 4U square. Divided by 3U whole cube is 27U cube. So U cube will cancel. It is 8 by 27. So that is the maximum efficiency of the water jet when the horizontal water jet strikes the vertical moving flat plate. maximum efficiency is 8 by 27. If you need it percentages, multiply that with 100. 8 into 27, 8 divided by 27 into 100, you will get the efficiency in the percentage. So this is the equation for the maximum efficiency of the horizontal water jet striking the vertical moving flat plate. So in this moving flat plate, we consider the first condition, vertical moving flat plate. So in that first condition, the horizontal water jet striking the vertical moving flat plate in the direction of water jet. So first we calculate the relative velocity of the water jet VR, V minus U. Then we prepare the equation for the force Fx exerted by the water jet on the moving plate by using Newton's second law of motion. Fx is equal to rho A into V minus U whole square. Then we determine the output energy of the water jet, that is the work done by water jet on the moving plate per second. That output energy is equal to rho A V minus U whole square into U. Then we determine the input energy of the water jet. Input energy is equal to the initial kinetic energy of water jet per second when the water jet coming out from the nozzle. That input energy is equal to half rho A into V cube. Then we determine the efficiency of the water jet, output energy by input energy. We got that efficiency nu is equal to 2U into V minus U whole square divided by V cube, equation 4. In that equation 4, we consider the absolute velocity of the water jet V as constant. If that absolute velocity V is constant, the efficiency of the water jet nu depending on the absolute velocity of the vertical flat plate U. So the efficiency becomes maximum when d nu by du equal to 0. We complete the differentiation, d nu by du equal to 0. We got the result from the differentiation as V is equal to U and V is equal to 3U. V is equal to U is not the possible condition. If V is equal to U, the force Fx becomes 0. So it is not the possible condition. So the possible condition for the maximum efficiency of the water jet is V is equal to 3U. So we substituted V is equal to 3U in the equation 4 and we got the maximum efficiency of the water jet in this impact. That maximum efficiency nu maximum is equal to 8 by 27. This is the horizontal water jet striking the vertical moving flat plate. Dear students, if anybody is having doubt in this condition of the moving vertical flat plate, you please discuss with me. If you have doubt in this horizontal impact of water jet on the moving vertical flat plate, either in the derivation of force Fx or in the determination of input energy, output energy, efficiency of water jet, or in the derivation of this maximum efficiency of water jet. At any stage, if you have doubt, you please discuss with me. Any doubt, students, in this impact of water jet? Any doubt? Okay, coming to the next condition. In the next condition, we are going to discuss the impact of water jet on the moving inclined flat plate. In the first condition, it is the moving vertical flat plate. In the condition 2, second condition, it is the moving inclined flat plate in the direction of the water jet. So we are going to discuss the impact of horizontal water jet on the inclined moving flat plate. So please everyone check that condition 2 in this moving plate. In that condition 2, we are going to discuss the equation for the force exerted by the horizontal water jet on the inclined moving flat plate in the direction of water jet. Anyone please give me the response. Can you see this slide on your cell phone screens? Is it visible? The condition 2 title, is it visible on the cell phone screens?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Still only
Yes, sir.
26 students are there in the class. 26 students are there in the class. In the mid examinations, if I ask the questions on this moving plate, definitely in the semester examinations, dear students, please everyone follow this. In the semester examinations from the past 3 years, I observe the question papers. In the semester examinations, the questions are coming from the moving condition of the plate, not the rest condition. So it is very, very important for you in the semester examination, the moving condition of the plate. So please everyone follow this moving condition impact carefully. It is not that easy to understand this moving condition. So coming to the second condition, we are going to discuss the force exerted by horizontal water jet on the inclined moving flat plate in the direction of the water jet. So please check the diagram for this impact. This is the diagram for this impact. So check this diagram on your cell phone screens. We have the horizontal water jet. The water jet is moving with velocity v. V is the absolute velocity of the water jet. And also we have the inclined flat plate. The inclined flat plate, that inclined flat plate is making the angle theta with the direction of the water jet. In the semester examinations, this angle theta sometimes given as the angle made by the inclined plate with vertical. But in the equation, you must consider the angle made by the inclined plate with horizontal. In the semester examinations, to confuse you, in the question paper, they will give that the inclined flat plate with vertical, making the angle of 60 degrees. If you solve the problem by using that angle of 60 degrees, the entire problem is incorrect. Because in the equation derivation, force equation derivation, we must consider the angle made by this flat plate, inclined flat plate with horizontal. That is the direction of the water jet, not with vertical. That's why I am requesting the students to join the class. Without listening the class, how can they understand whether the theta is with horizontal or with vertical? In the examinations, if the angle is given with vertical, if you solve the problem by taking that vertical angle, you will get 0 marks. Because the entire equation totally changed. So please everyone look this diagram and understand each and every term in that. The water jet is horizontal. The water jet is moving with absolute velocity v. The inclined flat plate is also in moving condition. The inclined flat plate is moving with velocity u, absolute velocity of the inclined flat plate, with the direction of water jet or with horizontal. With the direction of water jet, the inclined flat plate is moving, is making an angle theta. Then this is the impact of the water jet with this inclined flat plate. Since the flat plate and the water jet both are moving, the water jet strikes the moving inclined flat plate with relative velocity, not with the absolute velocity v. Since the inclined flat plate and the water jet both are in the moving condition, the water jet strikes the moving inclined flat plate with relative velocity, that is Vr. The relative velocity of the water jet with respect to moving plate is absolute velocity of the water jet minus absolute velocity of the plate V minus U, because the velocity V horizontal along x-axis, the velocity U horizontal along x-axis, the relative velocity is also horizontal along x-axis. The absolute velocity V, absolute velocity U, the relative velocity of the water jet with respect to inclined flat plate VR, all are in the same direction. All velocities V, U and VR, all are in the same direction. The relative velocity of the water jet with respect to moving inclined flat plate is V minus U. That relative velocity of the water jet before impact is along the x-axis. That is called initial relative velocity before the impact. Now coming to the after impact. After impacting the flat plate, the water jet moves on the surface of the flat plate. The water jet moves on the surface of the flat plate, inclined flat plate after impact. We consider the surface of the flat plate as smooth surface, so there is no loss of energy of the water jet when the water jet strikes the plate. Since there is no loss of energy after the impact, the water jet moves along the surface of the flat plate with the same relative velocity V minus U. Before impact, the relative velocity is V minus U. After the impact, the relative velocity is V minus U, because there is no loss of energy when the water jet strikes the flat plate. Then the final relative velocity of the water jet VFR, final relative velocity is V minus U. That final relative velocity is in the direction of the flat plate, on the surface of the flat plate in the inclined direction. So this is the direction of the final relative velocity of the water jet. Initial relative velocity horizontal, final relative velocity inclined. Let the water jet applies two forces Fx, Fy on the inclined flat plate. In this impact, let the water jet applies two forces on the moving inclined flat plate. Along the x-axis direction, force Fx. Along the y-axis direction, force Fy. We are going to discuss the equations of force Fx and Fy in this impact of horizontal water jet on the moving inclined flat plate. But in this condition, first we are going to discuss what is the force exerted by, what is the equation for the force exerted by water jet on the inclined flat plate in the perpendicular direction. This is the perpendicular direction. Along this direction N. Check this dotted line N in the diagram. This dotted line N is perpendicular to the surface of the inclined flat plate. So everyone look this inclined flat plate and this dotted line N. This dotted line N is perpendicular to this inclined flat plate. Let this water jet applies the force Fn. Force Fn on the flat plate, inclined flat plate in the perpendicular direction. Along this perpendicular direction, the water jet applies the force Fn on the inclined flat plate. First, we are going to discuss the equation for this force Fn. The force Fn exerted by the water jet on the inclined flat plate in the direction perpendicular to the surface of the flat plate. First, we are going to discuss the equation of this force Fn. Then, we discuss the equation of force Fx and force Fy. You know that according to Newton's second law of motion, the force Fn is equal to the rate of change of linear momentum of water jet in the direction of force Fn. That is Newton's second law. So, to prepare, dear students, please listen carefully. To prepare the equation for this force Fn, first understand what is the initial relative velocity of the water jet. What is the initial relative velocity of water jet in the direction of force Fn? What is the final relative velocity of water jet in the direction of force Fn? First, that should be understand. To prepare the equation for the force Fn, first you must understand what is the initial relative velocity of water jet in the direction of force Fn. Check that initial relative velocity VIR, that is equal to V minus U. That VIR, initial relative velocity, is acting along the x-axis. The initial relative velocity VIR is acting along the x-axis. Just now one student asked what is relative velocity. Please attend my classes regularly. Already in the beginning of this moving plate, I explained the relative velocity. Please watch my videos in the YouTube. You can understand the relative velocity. So in this impact, first understand what is the initial relative velocity of the water jet in the direction of force Fn. You know that the initial relative velocity is along the x-axis. This is the normal. N is the normal. This normal is making the angle 90 minus theta with x-axis. Here this angle is 90 minus theta because with horizontal, that is x-axis, with horizontal, the inclined plate is making the angle theta. Please everyone check that carefully. With x-axis, the inclined flat plate is making the angle theta, and this is perpendicular. This line N is perpendicular to the inclined flat plate. Since this dotted line N is perpendicular to the inclined flat plate with x-axis, that dotted line is making the angle of 90 minus theta. Here this angle is 90 minus theta because the angle between the inclined flat plate and x-axis is, this angle is theta, whereas the angle between this inclined surface, inclined flat plate, and this dotted line is 90 degrees because the dotted line N is perpendicular to the surface of the flat plate. So with x-axis, that dotted line N, this normal line N, is making this, here this angle. This angle is 90 minus theta. So this initial relative velocity VIR is making the angle of 90 minus theta with the direction of force Fn. So with this direction of force Fn, the initial relative velocity is making the angle of 90 minus theta. So the initial relative velocity of the water jet in the direction of force Fn is VIR cos 90 minus theta. That is the initial relative velocity in the direction of force Fn. Coming to this final relative velocity, the final relative velocity is acting on the surface of the plate. It is acting in the surface of the inclined plate, whereas this dotted line N is normal to or perpendicular to the surface of the plate. So with this normal direction, the final relative velocity making the angle of 90 degrees. The angle between the normal direction and the final relative velocity is 90 degrees because this final relative velocity is along the surface of the flat plate, whereas this is normal to surface of the flat plate. So the final relative velocity is making the angle of 90 degrees with the normal line. So with force Fn, force Fn is acting on the normal line. So with force Fn, the final relative velocity is making the angle of 90 degrees. Due to that, the final relative velocity in the direction of force Fn is 0 because the final relative velocity is making the angle of 90 degrees with the force Fn. So please, in this condition of impact, the impact of horizontal water jet on the inclined moving flat plate. First, we prepare the equation for the force Fn in the direction normal to the surface of the inclined flat plate. The water jet has initial relative velocity before the impact, final relative velocity after the impact. VIR is equal to V minus U, the initial relative velocity before the impact. VFR is equal to V minus U, the final relative velocity after the impact. In the direction of force Fn, with this direction of force Fn, the initial relative velocity VIR making the angle of 90 minus theta. So, the initial relative velocity VIR in the direction of force Fn is VIR cos 90 minus theta, that is VIR sin theta. Whereas the final relative velocity VFR is perpendicular to the force Fn. So, the final relative velocity VFR in the direction of force Fn is 0. So, we are going to discuss in this impact the equation for the force Fn first. So, coming to the discussion, we know that in this impact, the water jet is horizontal. The water jet is moving with absolute velocity V, and the flat plate is inclined flat plate. It is moving with absolute velocity U. We know that the inclined flat plate is making the angle theta with the direction of the water jet. So here the water jet is moving, the flat plate is also moving, both are in moving condition. So the relative velocity of water jet with respect to the moving inclined flat plate VR is equal to V minus U, because the absolute velocity V, absolute velocity U, relative velocity VR, all are in the same direction. So VR is equal to V minus U. Then the mass of water jet striking the flat plate per second. Since the water jet striking the plate with relative velocity, the mass of water jet striking the flat plate per second, inclined flat plate per second, is equal to rho A into VR. That is rho A into V minus U. We assume the surface of the plate is smooth, so there is no loss of energy when the water jet strikes the plate. So after the impact, the water jet moves on the surface of the plate with the same relative velocity V minus U, that is called the final relative velocity VFR. VFR is also equal to V minus U, but it is moving on the surface of the plate in the inclined direction. Then we are going to find out the normal force acting on the inclined flat plate. When the water jet strikes the inclined flat plate, it applies the normal force on the inclined flat plate. By using Newton's second law of motion, we are going to find out first the normal force exerted by the water jet on the inclined flat plate. According to Newton's second law of motion, normal force Fn is equal to the rate of change of linear momentum of water jet in the direction of force Fn. Check out the right hand side. The right hand side, therefore Fn is equal to the initial linear momentum of water jet in the direction of force Fn minus the final linear momentum of water jet in the direction of force Fn divided by time. That is the rate of change of linear momentum of water jet in the direction of force Fn. Then on the right hand side, the numerator, first term, the initial linear momentum of water jet in the direction of force Fn is the mass of water jet into the initial relative velocity of the water jet in the direction of force Fn. Similarly, the final linear momentum of water jet in the direction of force Fn is the mass of water jet into the final relative velocity of water jet in the direction of force Fn. Now on the right hand side, in the numerator, take that mass of water jet common. Therefore, Fn is equal to the mass of water jet divided by time into the initial relative velocity of water jet in the direction of force Fn minus the final relative velocity of water jet in the direction of force Fn. You know that the mass of water jet divided by time, the mass of water jet striking the flat plate divided by time is the mass of water jet striking the flat plate per second into the initial relative velocity VIR of water jet in the direction of force Fn minus the final relative velocity of water jet VFR in the direction of force Fn. Just now we discussed the mass of water jet striking the inclined flat plate per second is rho A into V minus U, because the water jet striking the plate with relative velocity. Plate is also in moving condition. So the water jet strikes the plate with relative velocity. So the mass of water jet striking the flat plate per second is rho A into VR, that is rho A into V minus U. And the initial relative velocity of the water jet in the direction of force Fn is VIR into cos 90 minus theta, that is VIR into sin theta, but VIR is V minus U. So the initial relative velocity of the water jet in the direction of force Fn is V minus U into sin theta. Then coming to the final relative velocity of the water jet in the direction of force Fn. Dear students, we know that with the direction of force Fn, the final relative velocity VFR making the angle of 90 degrees. So the final relative velocity of the water jet in the direction of force Fn is 0. Substitute them in that Newton's second law. The equation for force Fn is equal to rho A into V minus U into V minus U sin theta minus 0. So the equation for the normal force Fn is rho A into V minus U whole square into sin theta. That is the equation for the normal force exerted by the water jet on the inclined moving flat plate. So in the second condition, the water jet is horizontal, the plate is inclined moving flat plate. When the water jet strikes the moving inclined flat plate in the normal direction, that normal is perpendicular to the surface of the inclined flat plate. In the normal direction, the water jet applies the force Fn on the flat plate. By using the Newton's second law of motion, we prepare the equation for that force Fn. Fn is equal to rho A into V minus U whole square into sin theta. With this, I am going to stop this discussion. We will continue this discussion in the tomorrow class. We are going to find out the equations for the force Fx and force Fy. So far, I explained the equation for the normal force Fn only. In the tomorrow class, we will discuss the equation for the force Fx, force Fy, the output energy of water jet, input energy of water jet, and also efficiency of water jet in this impact. So with this, I am going to stop the today's class. If you have any doubts, you please discuss with me. Otherwise, you can leave the class.